and for coming to present. Now we have Urbanhub Aotearoa. Tēnā koutou, nā mai ki mua I aroaro o te committee taio. Ka nui te mihi mō ngā tape tairanga kōrero. Welcome to the committee. We invite you to present your submission. You have 10 minutes and the committee members always like to ask questions.
Thank you. Ka nui te mihi kia koutou katoa. Ko Ivan tōku ingoa no pani o rao. Kei te whanganui a tāra I nai anei. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Kia ora, my name is Ivan Eiroa Santamarina, and I am an urbanist and overseas registered architect. I am the director and co-founder of Urbanhub Aotearoa. Firstly, I would like to commend your work, especially the introduction of the Te Ranga o Te Taia. I totally agree with the importance of environmental well-being without compromising the well-being of future generations. My intention with this submission was always to keep it simple, and I will touch base on just 4 key points. So the first one will be, trying the clarification of the hierarchy between the natural and built environments. I understand the built environment as a human-made transformation of the natural environment. However, I don't think the bill is clear in this regard. Furthermore, it doesn't provide an interpretation of the built environment. Depending on your views, this could be resolved by providing references in the bill to the built environment, especially in the purpose of the bill. And this will lead to my next key point, which is the interpretation of the built environment and also the well-functioning urban environments. I'm assuming the omission of an interpretation of the built environment from the bill is not intentional. I suggest the bill provides the interpretation with the same level of detail as for the natural environment. Also, I suggest the bill includes a revision of the national policy statement definition of a well-functioning urban environment. And I've gone ahead and provided possible interpretations for you to consider in items 9 and 10 of my submission. And my organization, Urbanhub Aotearoa, promotes ecosystemic urbanism as a sustainable urban model for the built environment. And I understand the built environment is a complex human-made ecosystem. So I was really glad to see the interpretation of ecosystem included as part of the bill. For clarification, ecosystemic urbanism is a concept conceived by urban ecologist Salvador Rueda and developed by the Urban Ecology Authority of Barcelona. This sustainable city model, internationally known as superblocks, is a result of an innovative urban and transport planning strategy. This model recycles public space for the use of people, reduces motorized transport use, promotes sustainable mobility and active lifestyles, and provides urban greening while mitigating the effects of climate change. So what's not to love about it, right? The second to last point is that I believe that the bill could introduce a specific environmental outcomes for well-functioning urban environments. And I recommend these are organized under the ecosystemic overarching principles of functionality, efficiency, complexity, and social cohesion. Those are in item 23, the slides that I provided with my submission. And the last key point is that I will recommend the National Planning Framework sets provisions directing outcomes for intensification in infrastructure-ready urban areas at a national level. I believe this is where we should start, increasing density in our built environments. I understood from the bill that the built environment plans will be prepared at a regional scale, and that is why I suggested the national planning framework. I would like to express my general support for the resource management reform, and I will be available to engage in conversation and to be part of a working group if as the reform evolves. And that's it for me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for the submission and the presentation. Question from Simon Court.
Thank you very much. This is a good quality presentation. I do appreciate it. It's enlightening. You make a very generous statement that you believe the omission of the built environment is not intentional. If I was to tell you that there is evidence that the minister has intentionally omitted references to the built environment, would that have changed your submission in any way?
No, I don't think so. I think, like 80% of New Zealanders, live in cities, right? So that's the built environment. So I think, we're talking about the national, there's a natural and built environment bill. So I think this will be a reference to the built environment, in the bill.
So you talk about the need to intensify.
Yeah.
And then in point 22, you believe that the act should include terms like inappropriate subdivision, inappropriate use, inappropriate development. They are all highly subjective, and it is that subjectivity and planning commissioners or objectives view of appropriate, which has led to the lack of intensification, to the lack of development in our urban environment, particularly around transport hubs. How would you justify including the term inappropriate, or that sense that somebody else's judgment of amenity or inappropriate is somehow going to improve our urban and built environments?
Well, so that's one of the, massive missing. I talked that those terms, should be probably defined. Because otherwise that will lead to it could be very subjective. What those terms mean, really.
One first up. So we've actually had the Prime Minister define use of a ute recently being inappropriate.
Is there a question in here rather than just a comment, Mr.
The
Court?
question would be, if ministers and prime ministers are going to determine what's appropriate or inappropriate, how is that going to help us achieve objectives of making more land available for housing and constructing the vital infrastructure that support making more land available for housing? How is that helpful?
The term inappropriate, should be, as I said, should be defined in the bill. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being an urbanist and for your submission and your thought about how we can make better legislation. Thank you.
Just